The reason why color grading is confusing is because you're trying to make everything look good in the same way. Now, if you give me 10 minutes of your time, I'll show you exactly how to fix this and how to get double the results you're getting now. If you don't know me yet, I'm Giuseppe. I started off as a broke videographer, but now I'm a colorist. This means that I grade for clients worldwide. Now, a colorist is just somebody that gets paid to color grade footage. So that's why you know that you can trust me, because this is literally my job. Now, your problem is that you are learning from people that don't know what they're talking about. And you, in the videography space, you're being sold this mindset that there's only one cinematic look. Am I right? Am I right? We're talking about the film emulation look with vibrant colors, deep, dense, saturated colors. That's it, man. You know what I'm talking about. So that's your problem right there. The problem is that you're approaching every image in the same way. I'll give you an example. Now, let's say that you're a videographer, right? And that you shot 10 shots, 10 different 10 different clips, right? And let's say that you want them to be orange and teal. Now, these clips, as I told you, are all different. Now, stick with me. Let's say that you're a doctor and you have 10 different ill patients and you want them all to be healthy. Now, if you were a doctor, would you be sane if you prescribe 10 different, like they have different illnesses, 10 different ill patients the same therapy? You'd be a psychopath. Maybe, yeah, maybe it works for one, two, maybe three if you're lucky. But what about the other seven? They're not going to be better. They're going to get worse, actually. What if you have a cold and I'm a motherfucker who prescribes chemotherapy to you? Would you want that? Why are you prescribing chemotherapy to your clips then? Because you're listening to people who don't know what they're talking about. So your problem is this: you want to make everything look good in the same way with the same techniques, and it can't work. That's a lie. You can't just go around applying the same things over and over. So I'll tell you right now how real grading works. What you need to do is ask yourself what your objective is for the clip that you're working on. Okay? And that's very important because that will be your compass. Okay? Your compass tells you how close you're getting to achieving your purpose. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty deep, but you need these concepts for grading. I'll tell you a story. So I remember one of my biggest challenges when I was just starting out was just understanding how close am I to the actual objective. Like, have you ever had this feeling like, do I want the image more pushed or less pushed? Like, do I want to keep going? Like, is it better like this? Is it better like that? What? How should you judge if you're doing a good job exactly? Because listen, like, good is subjective. It's not this magic thing that you can just see it and okay, that's it. I mean, how would you feel if the room I'm in right now looked like this? Like this. That'd be weird, man. Like, why would everything be blue? My skin tones, they would be blue. Like, why would you want that? This room looks better the way it is than if it were like this. So, good is subjective. And the purpose of this video feed that you're getting from my webcam is not the same from this video that I graded. This is something that I worked on. This is my grade. Okay? That's why you need to understand you need to have a compass. And you have your compass when you know what you want out of your image. So that's first step. Okay? Knowing what you want out of your image. Now, you need to ask yourself to do this. This is something that I teach in my school. Okay? Top link in the description. If you're serious about grading, you really want to go deep, that's the place you need to look at. So the first question you should ask yourself is, what should your viewer feel? Okay, you gotta learn that. Then you need to translate that into colors. Okay, I want him to feel like he can be comfortable. My subject is okay. He needs to look at this thing in the frame. So we're gonna grade the image by having soft contrast. Maybe we can add some glow, but with this method that they don't teach you, we can do this, we can do that, and then you go about it. Okay, so you decide first what you want. I'm gonna type it out so it's easier. So first, decide what needs to be felt, and I'm gonna give you a golden tip. Okay, stick around. I'm gonna give you a golden tip about this. A lot of people have problems with this. So if you go like check the description right now, there's the link to my school, but it's still not live. That means that you can, I literally give you the possibility to be my beta tester and get a discount for the school, lifetime discount. Go check it out right now. So a lot of people, I'm getting submissions for the school from people that tell me that they have a problem with this concept. And I understand that because nobody talks about this. Now, if you want to learn about real color grading, now you're in the right place. You reach the weird part of YouTube with the guy on the whiteboard that talks in an obscure way about obscure concepts that you've never learned before. You know this is the no bullshit zone of YouTube. So, first, decide what needs to be felt. Second, translate into color language. Let's call it that. Okay? This is just a fancy way of saying understand what your image needs to look like in order to make people feel what you want them to feel. Okay? Third step instead is actually grading, and that's it. Okay? But you're approaching things. At first, you just want things to look beautiful, canonically beautiful. Like you have this concept of beautiful, and you try to slap the same technique to your 10 different ill patients to all get them all healthy. But healthy is subjective. Like, what does healthy mean? Like, do you want to be an athlete? Do you just want to not die? What does healthy mean? Okay, sometimes you want your grading, not your patients, but your grading might not want to be healthy. You might want to do things wrong, but that's more deep. Okay, go check the school. I explain things way in a deeper way in my lessons right there. Go apply right now. And I'll actually like now you have the possibility of telling me what you want to see inside the school. This is so powerful, man. Go check it out right now. So you actually need to know that grading doesn't need to grab attention for itself. Stay with me. Let's go deep. This is just for the boys. Like we're 7 minutes in, but since we're on a whiteboard, I guess like 50-70% of people will already have left. So it's just me and you right now, okay? Decide what needs to be felt, not seen. Okay? Let's go deep. Color grading. Realize this. I've already said this, but people never seem to grasp how deep this is. What is color grading? Well, color grading is an art. Okay? Grading is an art. We all agree with that. Okay? Grading can be technical, like you need techniques, actual techniques. You need to know how to use your program, how to get where you want to get. But at the end of the day, grading is an art and you're an artist. Okay? Now, what happens when you want to grade just for the sake of grading? A lot of you, I know you, man. I know how you feel because I was in your shoes. Like, I was a videographer before, and I know exactly what it feels like to try to learn color grading in a sea full of bad advice. A lot of people want to grade just because they want to feel good and they want to push a few buttons. That's it. And these are the people that are called preset pirates. Preset pirates are the people that just go on YouTube, they get taught by other preset pirates because YouTubers themselves, they're preset pirates most of the time. They get told to slap on a lot. They mess with their contrast. They up their contrast. They do the same thing for exposure, maybe exposure down so it looks darker and moodier. Contrast up so the shadows come down. Then highlights. Be careful not to clip your highlights, bro, because that's so useful, man. I want to see every bit of the sky, right? So they do the same thing over and over and over. Like I can talk about you that are what I'm talking to you. I can talk about you without even knowing your name. Does that not make you think, wait, maybe I'm trash at color grading? If this guy knows me so well, like my problems, my everything, like I know that you keep applying the same techniques and your footage looks trash. I know that. It's just a fact. We know that, bro. You and me, we know that. Okay, stop hiding your bullshit. Listen. So the problem is that you're a preset pirate right now, but you can heal. I can be your doctor. I can prescribe you the therapy. So what you want to become is a color king. Okay, this is the guy that follows my channel actually, and they start to learn these concepts. Like, why are we on a whiteboard? We're on a whiteboard because I need to teach you strategy and concepts, because that's what actually is gonna make you better at grading. Okay, I could give less of a fuck about actual techniques and stuff. I teach that in my school. Yeah, of course, you want to learn how to use DaVinci, but if I don't give you this foundation, like we're just going to build a house on the sand. Instead, we want to build a house on the rock. Okay? So, you want to be a color king, you want to focus on strategy and purpose. That's what you want to do. Now, what's the problem? The problem is that most of you in particular, man, you're a preset pirate still. And you think that people will compliment you for your grading. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. We all know that. We know that you think that your video is going to look so good and people, whoa, color grading. And you're just like the guys that go on, Instagram and they talk about the power of grading, and there's it's just a guy that recorded himself and it looks all green, man. It's just orange and teal with a swipe like log, and then it's graded and it just changes, right? And it's the power of grading. Fuck you and your power of grading, to be honest, bro. Listen, color grading needs to be felt. What does that mean? It means that if you grade your image to the point that I can clearly tell that a colorist graded the image, you failed. You failed. Some of my happiest clients were the ones where I did a job for them. You If you looked at it, you would go, huh, where's the colorist? Like when I was still a dumbass, I used to look at some movies and ask myself, wait, this looks normal. Well, do they not have a colorist? Why don't they hire a colorist? Because I thought there was none, because I thought it looks so natural, still beautiful, but natural. It looks believable. Because things need to be felt. You can have your orange and teal, but people don't necessarily have to consciously understand it with their eye. It just needs to be felt. Do you understand the depth of what I'm giving to you today? You need to make your grading believable, not forced. That's when you get into overgrading. Go watch my other videos, or if you just want to go straight to the point, go to my school. Apply now for a huge discount. Don't miss it. If you're late, the school will already be live, and if you want to get in, you'll pay full price. Still gonna be very affordable. But why? Why would you do that? If you're interested, go right now, enlist, and I'm gonna grade with you. You're gonna see me grade. I'm gonna give you my projects, my professional looking projects. You're gonna work on it. Want to work on a cinema camera? Go in my school. I have cinema camera footage waiting for you, and it's not the bullshit thing that you see on Blackmagic site. It's not that. It's literal short film movie magic. Okay, like taken from literal films that I have worked on. Now, grading needs to be felt, and it needs to be felt because if you can consciously see that somebody placed their hand and adjusted colors, they have failed. They take you out of the magic. Okay, it needs to be so coherent and so natural. You need to think like the image couldn't have looked, sorry for that, the image couldn't have looked any other way. That's how your grading should feel. I teach this in my paid lessons. I do one to one coaching, and this is what I tell people. Today, you're learning this for free. And now I know that when you're on a whiteboard, it can seem wishy washy, whatever. You don't understand. You're too, I don't want to be harsh, man, but you're too unexperienced to understand it. This is the actual advice you need. I'm going to ask you, how far have your techniques gotten you? Did they get you this far? You already know your answer. You already know. Grading should be felt, not seen. If I can see your grading, you're wrong. You're just wrong. This is your steps. This is your 3 steps. If you want to learn how to be an artist, if you man, aren't you just tired of struggling with your footage? Why not be like me, man? Like I can just open a clip, play with it, and have fun while I grade that, and it looks fucking amazing. If you're tired of that, just go join the school, man. You won't regret it. God bless you.